It is time for another amazing race European adventure recap. Charlie, are you so excited about this season?
Oh, yeah, so excited that we're progressing towards the end.
Amen. Because, I mean, everything just happens. I tell you what, Charlie, I keep waiting for something.
I know. Just end this season and bring back regular old players.
Yeah.
You know, not Big Brother players or anybody reality-wise.
They're still in Croatia. It's taking all over the place. I mean, all over, and they have to pick up a clue in the garden. I mean, again, it starts off kind of with a whimper, in my opinion. But
Yeah, I mean, the timing and everything is all over the place in this episode. And half the teams are going, and then half the teams aren't going for a long time. But like you said, the garden is the first thing they do. I will say it was entertaining. Jag and Jas, they're bragging about, oh, the cars they have to drive are manual. They're like, oh yeah, we drive big rigs for our work. We've got this. Well then, after the garden, they can't figure out how to reverse it. So they get out and push the car and then back it into the fence. So apparently,
that was funny.
Right, the sisters found out, one of the sister pairs found out later on, for reverse, you have to push down on the handle and then adjust it. So I'm gonna guess that's different than the States over here for manual.
Yes. Well, they do finally get to the detour, which is bag it up or pull it up. So one of them, you have to fill the wheelbarrow full of salt bags, and they have to weigh between 20 and 21 pounds, which is oddly specific. Do 10 bags, have to take it all the way down, and for some reason they were in water. I couldn't figure out why they had to wheel it through water.
Because it had been raining hardcore.
Well, that is a crazy path if it floods like that. And then the other one is you have to take a rowboat out into this bay area and collect 3 buoys that are suspended with oysters on it and return them to the restaurant in time. Which one would you have done?
So we talked about this a little bit earlier. I think that I would have done the bag it up because I've tried to row a boat before, and I usually go in a circle. And especially once you get out there in the ocean and you have all those currents and everything, I think that would have been more stressful than filling up the bags and just taking them down there.
So I think I would have done the rowboat because I used to row boats at church camp. So I kind of think I know how to get it going, but I do say Taylor and Kyland, I think, messed up because he was just trying to do it in the things. I would have done what the other teams did, one person on one on the other. To go forward, you both have to go at the same time. To turn, one person has to go. So at least I know how to turn the boat.
Right. Well, and Taylor kept just trying to read the clue randomly while she was on the boat. And it's like, help him. Why do you need to read the clue out there?
I would have been like with my hand paddling even to help. Just to get going because you're in a race, guys.
Right.
So they did that one, but most of the people were doing the sand. I mean, the salt.
The salt, yeah. Majority of them did the salt. But then that takes us into our roadblock of the episode. Who knows their way around Croatia? This one was an interesting one. So one person from each team has to find 3 locations off this map, learn facts about Croatia. Each location has 3 facts, and then answer 3 questions correctly to get their next clue. But here's the thing, if they mess up and have to go look at those facts again, they're not the same questions that they go back. And a lot of teams didn't realize this.
I gotta say though, of Eric and Tucker, Eric, holy cow. His brain is crazy. There was at least 4 facts on each tablet, and there were dates and specific times and feet and measurements, and it was crazy. I told Charlie, I would have been terrible at that one.
All the numbers would have just jumbled.
Yeah, I was like, how do you memorize all that? Eric did it in like one take, he was done, and they were gone. But I will say, it was funny when, was it Taylor and Jag, when they get there, they decided to try to beat the system by going and asking the questions first and then going to find the facts, not knowing that the questions changed.
Yeah, but Jag ends up, after he does the first time, he starts to go off again. And he's like, well, let me hold up and ask real quick in case the questions change.
Yes.
So unlike Taylor, who goes and does it all over again just to realize that the questions are different. So, I mean, yeah, I would have struggled with this one. But what I really want to point out, and I hinted at this earlier, the timing of this episode I did not like. So 18 minutes into this, Tucker and Eric are already on their way to the pit stop. Chelsea and her dad are finally leaving for the episode. Flash forward 5 minutes, 23 minutes in, Izzy and Paige are finally leaving. And then 3 minutes later, Rubina and Christine. So we're halfway through the episodes and the last 3 teams are finally going. And I'm like, that just gives away on who's gonna probably go home.
Right. Can I also say too, watching it, I was telling Charlie, it also seems like they go into more of their story of the people. You kind of know who's going home by who they focus on. And I felt they were focusing on a certain team by going to their backstory more and really talking about them. Because I'm like, we kind of already know their backstory. Why are you going into it more? And in my head, I was like, oh, they're gone this week.
Yeah.
That was my opinion.
So the editing, when they do that, especially like when a team's leaving half an hour into the episode, you kind of have a feeling that they're probably on the chopping block, unfortunately.
Also, I will say this. So they are doing the challenge about Croatia. And Stephanie and Natalie are telling Joseph and Adam they're going to wait for them. My blood was boiling when I was watching this part because I agreed with Stephanie.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you telling them we're going to wait and help you to the pit stop? You're in a race. This is not Big Brother. You're not trying to form an alliance here. It's every team is out for themselves.
Literally.
I was so frustrated.
Well, then with our last 3 teams kind of lagging behind, we go back to the detour for a second. Izzy and Paige decide to do the salt challenge. And, you know, they're doing relatively fine. But then on the way through, back to carrying the salt, Izzy accidentally tips over the wheelbarrow. Well, she tries to pick it up back up, but it doesn't work successfully. And she gets a little frustrated, and amusingly, she kicks it.
Oh, she kicks it hard, too. Like,
Yeah.
she was...
She's like, I even apologized to the people afterwards. I was like, I'm so sorry I kicked your wheelbarrow.
I think did more damage to her than wheelbarrow, but
Right.
it sounded like a bang.
And then Rubina and her sister, they decide to do the water-based one, and Rubina loses her glasses in the bay. I'm like, oh no.
I was like, how bad did she need those glasses?
Well, she said they were prescriptions, so it's
Yeah.
like, ooh.
Yeah, it was funny to see that. I like seeing the teams lose their temper or get frustrated because that's the real life of it.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I know I would too.
Oh, absolutely.
You would see a different side of me if I was hungry and in a race and trying to memorize facts and things fall over and it's raining and your socks and shoes are wet.
And who knows how many hours of sleep you got the night before.
That's exactly right. Okay, so we're going through the challenge, and like you said, certain teams. Which team was in last place? I mean, which team was kind of last in everything? It wasn't even a surprise who was going to be last. I was happy with the first place, I'm just saying.
I mean, of course you were happy. It was Tucker and Eric. Here's the thing, Tucker and Eric, they're powerhouses. I would be surprised, honestly, if they don't win the season. But then, unfortunately, poor Rubina and Christine came in last. Now, what I will say is odd is, so normally their last clue, you know, last team to the pit stop will be eliminated. This clue said may be eliminated.
Right.
So I'm like, what would have caused them to do a non-elimination leg? You know, was
Why?
it based on, surely they didn't base it on the team. That would be a little
Sus.
yeah. So I'm like,
But wait, do they do that sometimes? They do it in a non-elimination round?
there's sometimes
Okay.
where they're non-elimination legs.
Because even whoever was reading the clue they've enunciated, they're like, may
yeah.
be eliminated. So I was like,
So that's why
well,
I was kind of like, oh, well, maybe we won't see an elimination. But
And Phil paused at the end. And I thought maybe he was going to say, you're safe, but he didn't. And then also it surprised me, he's been asking the teams, who are you rooting for now? And it was very surprising who Rubina said.
yeah, Izzy and Paige. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff with Tucker and Rubina that, you know, like they're not together now.
Which I didn't know that till this morning.
I don't know the drama behind it. I just see some of it on social media. But
Well, they were last. They're cheering for Izzy and Paige, but I'm still rooting for Tucker and Eric. So there you go. Guys, you can catch a new episode of The Amazing Race Wednesday nights on CBS.